Hello and welcome to A VO's Journey. My name is Anthony Pica, and this show is all about helping the new and upcoming voiceover artists grow their business, sidestep all the crazy things that I seem to step on. Today is July 19th. It's a Wednesday. It's wonderful to see you. Today I'm going to be talking about is it hard to dub? And we're going to be talking in the context of anime, video games, things like that, where we're dubbing over a different language, or maybe a character who the wording is off. But basically the idea is that we record our voice and we match it up with the lip movement of the character. All right, so we're going to talk about that and see if it's hard. All right, so let's get into it real quick. Before we do that, hit that like and subscribe button. Also, check out A VO's Journey Elite Academy. We've got a link below, 50% off the first month for you to come and learn how to start and grow your voiceover business. Incredible community. We're doing a lot of exciting things. Recently, we've been putting out some fan dubs, practicing and doing some stuff together, which has been a lot of fun. So come and check it out. We'd love to have you. All right, so what is dubbing, right? I think I just kind of explained it, but I'll explain it again. Dubbing in voiceover or anything, right, is where you are recording possibly over something, but pretty much replacing it. So a lot of times, and where this is very popular, right, is in anime, where you have a lot of different, for example, anime in Japanese, and we want to turn it into English. Okay, so we basically dub over that Japanese. We remove the language, and then we match up our voice with the words to the character's lip movement. All right, and we also, at the same time, match the performance with the acting and the volume, et cetera, et cetera. So we're matching all that stuff up. So that's basically dubbing. Now, this happens in all industries. Okay, there's dubbing that happens in movies. You don't realize sometimes they'll even hire impersonators, right, to do a line or two to fix something, or they have voice actors, or they have the actors who were in the movie come in and they have to dub over their own parts, right, and record something because something wasn't right or they didn't get the sound right, and they this is after the shot. Used to be movies way back when. There was a time period when all of the shots were dubbed, so, because of just the way sound worked, and it wasn't very advanced. So dubbing is a real big thing, right? In video games, think about that. I mean, that's all basically dubbing, where, video game characters are made, put together, and the voice actor is basically performing with dubbing over, or dubbing their voiceover. And it's so that's what dubbing is. Is it difficult? Yes and no. I think that the more you get used to anything, the easier it is, and then and then at which level you have to do it, right, becomes hard. So in some senses, I find that some of the most fun dubbing to do and things like that is anime and some video game things where we are being accurate, but the mouth movement isn't so constrained. There's going to be some where there's more mouth movement than others, or I mean, like, more intricate mouth movements, so the words really have to match up a lot, especially if it's in English and you're trying to match up, or if difficulty is in another language, but you're trying to match it up as much as you can, even though the words spoken in another language, they're not going to be the same words clearly. So the mouth movement has to match up, but the words have different syllables, different lengths, so it becomes challenging. I find that some of the most challenging dubbing to do is when you're doing that for real live movies or shows or series where they are in a different language and you have to dub over, and they're real actors, because we're the clarity and the mouth movement, it's very hard. You could see it always looks kind of funny sometimes, when you see movies or shows with a different language that are put into English, right? And or vice versa, whatever language they're dubbed in, right? You can see that the mouth movement isn't the same, but yet you're trying your very hardest to do that, right? And I think that's in itself a challenge as well. And also, depending on how the level of acting is, finding a voice actor or an actor who really can bring that performance that's believable, from what the actor did themselves, and matching that up. I find that type of dubbing is very difficult. Especially, depending on what the director wants, how much, how far they want you to go with your performance and matching it up. You know what I mean? So I find that those are some of the hardest ones to do. And now I don't think any of them are easy, but I'm just saying I think that some are a little bit more forgiving, like talking about the anime and even, you talk about like web comics and manga and these different things where there's even less and less mouth movement, in some cases where there is none. Okay, but I find that the more realistic it is, the more difficult it is, because it's in a different language or it's something that makes it challenging. So whereas you, the listener and the watcher, know that it's not even close, but you're still trying to make words from another language match up with words from another language, which they don't. So, but anyways, it does help too to have captions. I find on live recordings that helps a lot too for the watcher. But anyway, so that's what dubbing is, and I think there's various levels of difficulty. But my recommendation is, if you're trying to get into dubbing, it is something that is extremely popular. And there's also, of course, ADR. And things like that, that's going to be more, like I said, over the live stuff and things like that. But, it's one of those things where you just got to get into it. You got to give it a shot, try it, and you can start by, watching, anime or video games, and using your voice to do the characters. You can transcribe the script that you hear, do them yourself, match it up, and go for it. You know what I mean? That's how you can practice. And I think that it is a great thing to add to your repertoire as a voice actor and an actor in general. But it can be challenging. And some senses, it doesn't pay as great as other things. But it's a lot of fun, though. I mean, there's a lot of fun in it as well. So leave some comments below and your thoughts of if you've done any dubbing or anything like that, and you have any interesting stories. Love to hear it. But we're going to be putting out a lot more kind of fan dubbing and stuff as practice through Academy Voices, which is part of Avila's Journey Elite Academy, which is where we get our voice actors' actual business. And, we're putting out, starting to do that as practice and, training and stuff for dubbing. So be excited and be looking for that. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you have a wonderful Wednesday. Talk to you soon. Goodbye.